As I promised, even if the channel is growing, I will still review budget-friendly manual lenses, and today we have a budget manual lens from Pergear, the Pergear 25mm f1.7 manual lens. Hello everyone, my name is Andrei Dima, I'm a professional travel photographer and I love reviewing photography gear, so for more videos subscribe and check out my older reviews. This lens is a bit surprising because it has something I never expected from a lens like this. One is good and one is weird. Let's start with build quality. It has good build quality. The markings are engraved and the lens has a nice design with a black finish and the silver part with red and black markings. The Pergear logo is a bit off in my opinion, but hey, it's a budget lens. The lens mount is metal, has no rubber gasket and no electronic connections, so you won't get any EXIF data. The lens has an aperture ring with clicks, nicely damped, and the clicks are quite nice for a budget lens. The focus ring turns smoothly and from my testing the markings and the distances are as they should. The barrel extends as you focus the lens. The lens has a 37mm filter thread and a minimum focus distance of 20 cm. Pretty good, but more on this later. This is quite a compact lens, not a pancake lens, but pretty compact. That weighs only 156 grams and 25mm is a very nice everyday focal. I like using manual lenses, and while I used this lens for a couple of weeks, even if it is a compact lens, I found it pretty easy to use and focus. And now let's start with the good part. This lens for a budget lens controls chromatic aberrations very well. I expected a lot worse. Usually lenses like this, even with a bigger price, have more chromatic aberrations wide open. Now let's talk about image quality. At f1.7 this lens has some of the lowest contrast I've seen on a lens so far. I think they should have added a lens hood for this one, but wait, there's more. The lens has actually good sharpness in the center of the frame. For a budget lens on a 40MP camera, it is surprising to see so much detail in the center of the frame. The corners are soft, but even with a improvised lens hood, the contrast improves just slightly. It looks like you are using a log profile to take photos. This lack of contrast can be fixed in post, as you can see here, and you get a nice image. Some people may find this lack of contrast bad and some may enjoy a dreamier look. If you stop down to f2.8, the lens is even sharper and the corners and contrast improve. At f4 the lens is very sharp, and if you stop down to f5.6 the image looks very good from corner to corner. But for very sharp corners you need to stop down all the way to f8. Now let's take a look at image quality at minimum focus distance. At f1.7 the image is a bit soft in the center and lacks contrast. Stopping down to f2.8 improves the quality, but for the best you need to stop down to f4. Vignetting is also visible at f1.7 and you need to stop down to f4 for better results. Now let's take a look at flares. So this is one of the reasons the lens has low contrast at f1.7. Finding a lens hood for this lens is a must in my opinion if you want to use it wide open and get better contrast. Focus breathing, there is some focus breathing but acceptable from a lens that costs around $70. Overall, a mixed performance. There are some good things about this lens. Good amount of details in the center wide open on a 40MP sensor. Good chromatic aberrations control, lightweight and compact, but the lack of contrast at f1.7 will make some people look somewhere else. It all depends on you. So if you are looking for a compact manual lens with a dreamy look that costs only $70, you should consider the Pergear 25mm f1.7. If this video was helpful, subscribe, like and use the links in the description at no extra cost to you. See you next time.